welcome back to another episode of the Accommodation Show. This week I'm going to be talking to Damian Sheridan. Damian Sheridan is from the Book Direct show. I've known about this chap for quite a few years. He's been doing some awesome work. Welcome to the show, Damian.
Hey Bart, thank you so much for having me. Real pleasure.
It is a real pleasure to see you and to have you on. I think since I last saw you, you've got some more hair on your head, so things have changed quite a bit.
That's what COVID will do. You try out new hair experiments that you never would have even thought of 10 years before. So yeah, here we go.
That's right. I'm doing a bit of a beardy look myself. I'm gonna try to grow this out. Look, thanks for joining me. It really is a pleasure to have you on. It's been a real pleasure to watch you grow with the Book Direct show, but also to branch out and to be a real contributor to the industry, to really get out there, share knowledge, encourage people to get together and to collaborate and to come together as one. Tell me about sort of that journey over the past couple of years, and then we'll talk about the Book Direct show in Miami.
Yeah, well, you've hit the nail on the head straight away there. Collectively, together, networking, it's so important to each one of our businesses, and even for our own, mental fortitude, I think. We all need to know that we're not alone. We are, and it sounds like a bit of a cliche, together we're stronger, all of that, but it's so true. Having opportunities to get together, if it's online, if it's in person, all the better. But knowing that there are other people out there in the same situation as us, who are really slogging it out all day long, every day, 24/7, 365 a year. This is not an easy industry. So where I'm coming from is that I have had a couple of properties over the years, but predominantly work in SEO, as you know, so search engine optimization for property management companies. Now, I've seen the struggles over the years, and I've seen how companies, it's not easy, but also we have this huge reliance on OTAs, and this is where the backstory for the Book Direct show comes in, whereby we not only spend a lot in commissions every month, do these huge behemoth platforms, but also we're losing complete control of our own business. We're losing our data. We're losing the ability to apply our own T&Cs. So really, it was 3 years ago, I made the decision that there's something I can do here to try and stop the rot effectively. And you'll know this as well as anyone else, Mark. Something needs to change in this industry. And there are a few of us out there trying to do that and trying to build a movement that is collective, really globally now. And the Book Direct show is a part of that. So really, we wanted to create an experience once or twice a year, whereby property managers of all sizes can get together and really just feel embrace that movement and kind of realize that there are other people in the same situation, but that there are actionable strategies that we can all employ to get that level of control back into our own business, and really just to push forward and see more of a success in our businesses, because after all, it's not the OTA's businesses. Sometimes we might feel like we're working for them, but they are our businesses.
Yeah, and look, I find that Book Direct is a really hot topic, right? And it's something that's been growing over the years and gaining more traction, and people are really backing it and believing in it and that sort of thing. However, the OTAs are stronger than they've ever been before. Airbnb, for example, has got more traffic to its website than it's ever had in its history, right? So it's doing incredibly well, and these businesses are growing, and they're getting more dominance and market share. So I guess that there's that more impetus to get involved in direct bookings, and I think that's a no-brainer, right? Like, we know that direct bookings have got a lot of value, and I don't want to spend time today just convincing people that booking direct is good, but I think the real question is, and the real thing that I want to focus on with this episode, is just to talk about why do we have to go to an event in Miami? So by the way, so everyone knows, full disclosure, I'm going to this event. I bought my ticket. I'm going because I believe in it. But why should people um, eh, go to the Book Direct show beyond just direct bookings? What's happening over there? What are we doing? What are the reasons for going? Lots of questions there.
Excuse me. Yeah, well, I could obviously, I don't want to bore people and go through a list of a dozen reasons why you have to come to the Book Direct show. However, I'd say there's a few fundamental reasons why it should be on someone's radar anyway, who's someone who's in our business. I think one, the general experience of being at a conference, and that's not just the Book Direct show. There are dozens out there, and I know you're working on one in Australia as well, roughly the same time of the year. So it's just that level of networking and just seeing that there are other people in the same situation as you. I think that's a really important experience in itself, regardless of the Book Direct movement, regardless of what event you're at. Just to be able to spend time with over 1 or 2 days with other property managers is invaluable. It's not cheap. There are significant travel expenses, accommodation, ticket, subsistence, etc. But it is so worth it. I first went to conferences probably about 6 years or so ago in Europe, and now I go to several per year at considerable expense. But it is so worth it, and it changes your mindset, because it's all well and good us, for example, at the Book Direct show, having what we feel are the best speakers out there, but really the level of education you get from your fellow peer is unrivaled. Really, that's what it comes down to at these events. Just learning from little tidbits from your peers and your connections is huge. So that would probably be the first thing I'd say, Bart. Regardless of the Book Direct show, the experience of the actual event and the conference itself. And we hope we can supply that to you when you're over in October.
There's lots of beers, Damien. That's all. That's all I need.
We can do that. We're going down, as you may have seen. We like to. We want to have a very green ethos for the Book Direct show this year, as we have in the past, but we really are trying to push that out this year. So we're not going down the traditional hotel function room kind of avenue for our venue. We're going somewhere totally different, like a green eco community, whereby we've got this like New York style warehouse that we're fully decking up with stage and lighting, etc. So
oh, cool.
But I think and we want to minimize things like plastics and waste of any sort from our sponsors, etc. So we really want this to be something that's unique in terms of a kind of greener or eco-friendly experience as well. So I think that's something that sets the Book Direct show apart as well from other conferences out there. Look, the Book Direct element is huge, and we very much want to push that movement to everyone. There's a lot of people out there who probably think it's just, I can't be bothered. You'll experience this from day to day, Bart. It's very easy to see success on 1 or 2 platforms. We can all just get our listings out on Airbnb and Booking.com and do very, very well. There's no denying that. As much as we are advocates of Book Direct, that is the case. However, there are ways you can do things to actually just help your business a little bit more and help push direct bookings by having more data about your past guests and knowing how you can contact and communicate with your guests in a better way. These are invaluable tactics. So one of the things I would say as well about the Book Direct show is that we're not trying to teach things that are a little bit unattainable for property managers. Everything that we have our speakers talk about and present about online or in person is all very actionable. This is an important message from our team, in that the actionability is there for everyone. If you've got one property through to hundreds, there are tactics that you can employ that are easily doable. They do take time, though. It's a time investment, and I'm not going to tell everyone that the first thing you should be doing is SEO, because that's a very technical procedure, and it's not. and it's a time investment. It takes months, if not years, to be successful. But there are many things that we can do. Email marketing, for example, to speak with our guests. SMS marketing that nobody does. Little things
Nobody's
like this
doing
that
it,
are
yeah.
very easy. And nobody's doing it. So what we really want to do is just highlight those niche tactics that everybody can employ, or at least consider, to make life a little bit easier for themselves. So, a couple of things there that, for example, that we could that I consider to be important as part of the Book Direct show, but really as part of a conference experience in general.
Yeah.
I could also say we have some amazing speakers as well lined up. You'll know Matt Landau, for example, Amber Hurdle. We've got Vince Perez. These are all people who've got the direct booking movement is really at the heart of their soul almost, and they're the kind of people who will hashtag Book Direct all over the place. It's an important message for them. So we want them. We want the best speakers there. And they're coming from all over the US and beyond to speak with us. So I think we take time to curate those speakers, many months, and unfortunately we time wise we just missed out on yourself, but we'll look for that in the future.
We'll spin around the world and do it again, so it's all good. I think that there's a few key points there that I want to sort of point out to everyone that should facilitate and make things a bit easier in terms of a decision to do something like this. One of them is, if you're running a business, you can tax deduct all this. So you're effectively going to a new location, a new place, checking out somewhere brand new, and you're authentically and genuinely going there to help build your business. So therefore you can claim it on your taxes. Which is a huge reason to do these sorts of things. The community thing I'm going to come back to, Damian, because I think it's important. But the other big one that whenever I'm coaching my clients, whenever I'm teaching people, I always try to emphasize that education piece, it's not about just getting educated. It's actually pulling on the knowledge of someone that might have done it 100 times before you, and so that you don't have to make the same mistake. Or even to learn how to do things better so you're making more money, or avoid costing yourself money. And that alone there, that knowledge, and that's what you're going for. You're going to grab that knowledge from somebody, and you could say, well, I could just watch this all online. And I know you're doing an online element to the conference, right? But being there, it's kind of like it's almost meditative or when you're contemplating things, and you can sit there and spend that extra time and energy thinking about the problem, and then also you can go up to the speaker afterwards and you can talk to them and you can be like, hey, what did you mean by this? How do I apply this for my business? And all the speakers, I can guarantee, would be more than happy to help. So you're getting, if something's relevant to you, you're getting tens of thousands of dollars worth of value, especially when you go and equate it to the savings or the extra profit that you make in your business alone. And that's not even talking about all the connections that you can make with people within that community that are there, and people that are like-minded, and that sort of thing. So look, I love those different ideas. The one that I didn't hear you say was you get to go to Miami, which is kind of cool. I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, so I went to source the venue in January. Never been to Miami before, and wow, what a place! I won't say much more than that, but it's there's, for anyone coming, and especially for anyone who's not been to Miami before, there is a level of anticipation there. It's a crazy place, but one that will be hugely enjoyable, and especially if you're considering going to Vegas the week afterwards, it's going to be an interesting 10 days or so.
Correct. We're gonna be flat out. Okay, and then so let's. I don't want to make this too long. I think this is quite a simple one, but I did want to kind of give people an idea as to what's going on and what to expect whilst they're there. But before we talk about the online element, I just want to go back to that community and making connections and I think you've done more conferences than a lot of my peers out here, especially going in Europe and Barcelona, and I mean you're Mr. Networker. Tell me about the value of those connections, and also the other thing that I want you to address, if you don't mind, is a lot of people don't like networking. Like, yes, I want to meet people, but I feel uncomfortable and I hate it when there's the break and stuff like that. Maybe some tips or strategies to help combat that, and what can people get out of that networking?
Yeah, that's a great point, Bart, and I'll start with that. If you're coming to an event on your own, yeah, it can be quite daunting. And I hold my hand up. I've been in that position many times. When you arrive day one, you don't know one other person in the room. It can be really tricky and really inhibiting for you just to start the conference. What we try to do is we try to introduce a couple of events the day before and the night before to it's like some welcome drinks. So we invite people to come to those and just to meet one or two other people as part of that. And so at least you've got one or two people to know before you when you arrive on the day. We do choose our sessions very strategically as well as to who's going to open up, etc. So for anyone considering, our opening session is going to be amazing, and I think it's going to be something that will capture your attention, and also whoever's going to be around you, it's going to be a conversation starter as well. So I think that's going to help in that respect. Going back to your point about community, that's by far and away the biggest part of a conference experience. I could talk about the speakers that we have and the effort that goes into having them there, etc. But it's not about that, and that's something that I've learned over the years. It's that it's the people who are there on the ground. These are the ones who are doing it day in, day out, and have got really probably more experience than some of our speakers do now. Yes, a lot of our speakers have been there in the past and done that, and as you said, we can learn from them. But it's just being able to be amongst it, having a chat with somebody during the break, and just knowing, perhaps not even that learning something new, but maybe it's even just learning something that you've done and thinking, I'm doing the right thing here. That's the way forward. At least just advocating something that you've done and thinking, yeah, this is the way forward. I think that in itself, just is worthwhile and is worth thousands in itself. So I just think, making sure that you're doing the right thing is a really important movement forward in this.
Yeah, look, it's interesting. So I'm an entrepreneur. I've got my own startup. I've got my team. I've got people that I work with, but it's a very lonely world, and the only time that I really feel that sense of like, oh God, there are other people that understand me. They're in the same situation, that have got the same fears and same challenges as well, and the world of responsibility on your shoulder. And you feel like you're bearing it on your own. And then you go to an event like this, and you go, oh, hold on, there are other people, and you just almost want to give them a hug and say, oh, we're the same, and we've got the same problems. And of course, you're not going to get along with everyone, but it is creating that opportunity. And look, if you haven't been to a conference before, I highly recommend it, to go to something like this, especially if you find that some of the topics that we're talking about are relevant to you and you're in the accommodation space, and we're talking like anything from a property management company, a small property management company, all the way through to a small hotel or even a motel or even a bigger hotel. It might be relevant as well. So make sure you get yourself involved if you do want to go. Now, the last thing that we're going to end up on, and we did talk about this before, was there will be an online element to the conference. So if you want to take part in that, Damian has agreed or said that he'll put together a little bit of a discount code. So make sure that you jump onto the links on the bottom, and there'll be a little bit of a discount. It's not a huge amount, but the idea is to give the Accommodation Show listeners a bit of a chance to engage with the content and start to engage with the community. And then maybe when the Accommodation Show comes, the Book Direct show comes to Australia, you'll already be hooked up into the network. But Damien, can you tell me a bit about the online session, please?
Absolutely, Arch. Yeah. So at the start of October, we're going to have an online session, which we call the online series, which is going to be made up of about 15 presentations from book direct advocates from across the world. And we're going to release them on the 3rd of October through to the 4th of October. So everyone has access to that free as well. And then we also, so there'll be about 25 to 30-minute presentations. And again, actionable direct booking strategies. So everyone can sign up for that, no cost at all. And you can watch them on those days. And then those who want to purchase a ticket will have access to our in-person live first day conference events, the recordings, plus the online series. And they'll have those on demand thereafter. So we will, very happy to give all your listeners and viewers a discount on those tickets.
Yeah, look, we appreciate it. We really do. I think you should be buying stuff without a discount anyway, just to support Damian and his team that do fantastic work. So, look, Damian, thank you so much for coming on, telling us about the event. To all the listeners, this is a bit of a plug of a show. There's no vested interest in it from us, but I like to back the things that I genuinely believe in. So make sure that you follow along, sign up, get yourself involved, and come and meet me in Miami. And if you do feel uncomfortable about meeting people, use me as your sounding board, and I'll be the first person you can talk to. If not, talk to Damian.
Absolutely, and look, we've never met in person before, Bart, as well. So look, absolutely. Bart or I might be looking a little bit stressed throughout day one, but please, I say that all the time. Please, anyone come up, say hello. I'm sure there'll be a few beers going on later on in the day as well, and it's going to be a lot of fun too. This is not going to be a stuffy conference with a corporate kind of theme. This is going to be fun, and we want everybody to enjoy the 2 days.
Beautiful. Look, Damian, thank you so much once again. Have a good one, and I'll catch you in, I think it's 3 months now.
3 months. Yeah.
Take care, my friend.
Look forward.
Thank you.
Take care, man. See you.